Hi there, this is Dr. John Whitcomb talking about mitochondrial primer number 6, beta-hydroxybutyrate, the king of ketones. Beta-hydroxybutyrate, or let's just call it BHB. What is it? You see it for sale all over the place. You can get it on the internet, you can buy it on any online form for mitochondrial fuel or all sorts of names for workouts and for athletes and all that kind of stuff. Is it all what it's hyped up to be? What is BHB? Well, that's what you're going to find out. BHB is one of our primary, most important fuel sources. It's a little tiny piece. If a fatty acid molecule that you store in your fat cells is this long, beta-hydroxybutyrate is a little piece that's this long. But it's fundamentally a little piece of chopped up fat. So when you're burning fat or losing weight or performing an athletic thing, you're burning beta-hydroxybutyrate, BHB. But is that really the important fuel source? Well, here's the teleological explanation for it. Do you know if you go into your mitochondria and you look on the membranes of the mitochondria by the electron transport chain, there is the enzyme that actually takes beta-hydroxybutyrate and incorporates it right into the electron transport chain. If this enzyme is in your mitochondria, that means we've been burning BHB forever throughout human history. Well, I once upon a time thought that BHB came from only burning animal fat, which is why we as humans must be eating what we call a Paleolithic diet or an Atkins kind of diet where you'd be eating lots and lots of animal fat. But that's not true. We've made an error in that. We now know what the real source of BHB comes from. And that research comes from gorillas, where you look at gorillas and what they eat. And the pop quiz for yourself is, what percentage of a gorilla's diet is fat? And you'd say the clue is they have 15 pounds of green leaves a day, so it must be close to 0 or 1%, maybe 2 or 3% if they eat some fatty foods. That's what they eat. But in a little sleight of hand, they get 70% of their calories from fat, because the green leaves get digested in their colon, not in their small bowel, not in their stomach, but in their colon, by the bacteria in their colon. And guess what the bacteria do? They have the enzymes to break down the otherwise indigestible cell wall that we call roughage. They call food, and they break that cell wall down into, you got it, BHB, beta-hydroxybutyrate. A gorilla gets 70% of its calories from beta-hydroxybutyrate. So do you when you eat spinach, green beans, lettuce, cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts. Green vegetables are not digested in your stomach or in your small bowel, but in your colon, and they make BHB. Well, that leads us to what's really happened through most of human history, is that we were vegans. Only 5 million years ago did we start growing a big brain and needing animal protein to help us get enough calories. And only 1 million years did we learn how to cook, allowing us to extract more calories from food. But only 5,000 years ago did we learn how to grow grains, and suddenly the world changed with civilization. And instead of getting carbs for just 2 months of the year when we ran on glucose, we started having carbs year-round because we stored them up. Prior to the civilization, we only had glucose to run on for part of the year. And the rest of the year, probably 9 months total, we ran off of beta-hydroxybutyrate. It was our dominant fuel. So it should be your dominant fuel today. How can you get that? Well, I've been measuring my beta-hydroxybutyrate. Here's what works for me. I got a ketone meter. I got a Keto Mojo. And I measured my ketones. And I can get, if I do a fast mimicking diet and get myself on 800 calories, I can get myself a ketone level above 3 within 3 days. And I'll be there for the next 3-4 days. So when I do a 5-day fast on Saturday, I'll have been 3.1, 3.7 for the last 3 days. Saturday morning, if I eat on my 6th day, if I eat a mess of spinach cooked with some curry powder and coconut oil, 3 hours later, after 10 ounces of spinach, I still have ketones in the 4 range. Unbelievable. Ketones don't go away when you eat spinach. So what's the food that we should be running off of? Beta-hydroxybutyrate. Do you need to get it from a fancy supplement carrier? No. Do you need to get it from a Shark Tank, folks? You need to get it from spinach and other green vegetables. This is Dr. John Whitcomb talking about Mitochondrial Primer number 6, the King of Ketones, beta-hydroxybutyrate.